Some of you might recognise this if you've seen the video, but I'm back! So we're here to change the shower with just a cheap, exact same style type shower, because obviously if you watched in the last video, this doesn't shut off. This was constantly running down the wall, and the back plate elbow was broken because it's plastic and it's split. So I got a new one of them, Yeah, since all of the stains on the floor, it has since dried up. So it must have been that back plate elbow leaking. There was a little weep on this. So I didn't know whether to just turn it round and see if that ends. Bit of a tighter seal on that gap. Basically I've measured from the inside of this door frame for our marks for we need to cut out. Measured down some studs, so I'm going to cut a nice neat square out and hopefully put it back in. Bit of a rubbish blade. Multi-tool this out. Ply lines. Where the moulds at it. I didn't expect these to come from above, but they do. It's nicely ply lined. Somehow I've got to try and remove this mounting bracket. A couple of screws to get out. Just holding this bar back. Don't think about to get onto that one. Stanley scraper. Always make sure you've got a towel in the bath in case you drop anything. I'm just going to have to multi-tool out this piece of ply so I can get access onto that screw which is holding the actual shower itself back. They must have ply lined this after fitting the shower. So I've turned water off, labelled up these pipes. Obviously you label them up from the opposite side, so cold would be on the right when you stood in the bath. I'm the opposite side of the wall, so they're the opposite way around. I'm just going to cut these two off, and then there's two more screws at the bottom here which I cannot get to from the bath. Hopefully this will come out because it feels loose. Better get a towel, a couple of speed fit cap ends so I can just temporarily isolate or stop the dripping. How is that? Oh. So that what was left of holding it on. Couple little inch screws. Bitch. Why did I become a plumber? Piece of shit. Obviously I'm going to need to mount it to something, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Hook girl out. So the marked up, hot and cold obviously, blue and red. The tappings for the feeds in, the 3/4, now these are called a 3/4, well these are iron to copper. And that's your flat surface, an iron thread into there. And obviously that's your copper outlet, what we need to connect onto. The actual outlet is only a 1/2 inch iron to copper, but I've pinched a bent one off the old shower just to make life easier. To be fair, I could have, yeah, never mind. 20 runs round of PTFE should give you a good enough seal. Could use liquid PTFE on this, but with it being back in the wall and not like on a radiator tail you can easily get access to, I'm more confident using PTFE. In portrait, not landscape. Yep. So this must be taller than the other valve and doesn't fit in. So I'm just going to have to nibble out where I put that permanent marker and then nibble out a bit of the tile before I can go any further. Nibbled a bit of that out of there. Lost the shower. It just sits in nicely there now. I'm going to get a measure. I don't know how much you can see. From that wood to where it finishes. 55 mil. So my brace needs to be 55 mil. That ply. About getting the pipes connected up first. Just so it holds the shower in position like that for me to sort out the mountain. I don't have to worry about connecting on to, well, getting onto that when there's a bloody board in the way. Hard work doing it this way around. Yeah, so kick so that pipe's back to the wall, just so when you're coming off of this, because it has the same outlet point off that distance off that wall, it would have clashed straight into that and made life hard work for me to getting down. Yeah, so kick that one back, get a pipe off this and drop it down to approximately here. See if I can get something now to support that. I've just positioned the outlet in now with an iron to copper. That could have done with a back plate elbow really, but I don't have one. I'm going to come up off the top of here across, obviously down and in. I want some, even though it has got a seal behind it, I want some silicone put in as well. So when I tighten it all up, and obviously it'll be square then. That should be where that wants to be. Should be able to get to my fixing points through there. Clean a bit more of that off with a wipe or something, as well as a new Stanley knife blade. And we're getting there. Just because I'm going to need to fix something here to screw that plasterboard back on. I'm also going to hopefully tie this in with the supported that. Something like that. Not got an elbow, no. Not the prettiest of jobs in the world, but it'll do. I'm gonna try and fix this down to something. So that shower mixer valve is now solid in the wall. This plate has no seal around it, but I always put a bead of silicone around, leave the bottom end with nothing on. So if it does leak, it has a chance to escape down from the tile. Lovely. Still need to mess around with this. Right, so that's this side mounted up. Need to get the water on just to check these connections. And on here, plates on, self-explanatory, just an Allen key grub screw in there. It's only a quarter turn on and off. And this, again, self-explanatory. It locks in at 38 degrees for anti-scald. Press it in to go hotter. That's good for checking. Gonna try and clean up the rest of this and get the water back on to test it. Yes! So the moment of truth. Then the big cleanup begins. Oh, and get a bath panel back on. Let's see, can't do this one handed. Just make sure the hot cold are obviously working the right way around. Clearing out all that air. Might as well swirl the bath out whilst you do this. Looks alright. Screw her in. Panel back on, sealed up, all tested, bath clean, tidy, lovely. I said I was going to swap this strip round, but I can't, because if you look, it's tapered for the water to run off the screen and back into the bath, so I can't turn it the other way around. It has got a split in it. I don't know if you can see that. Could just take it off and trim this end, which is probably what I'm going to do. This end's deteriorated. I'm just going to cut it off a bit further down to make it a bit of a tighter fit on that. It's a little bit better. That's the new one, really. Anyway, I'll feed us in, pet.